self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are conversation con artists.
What's going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I am Calamity Red.
And we are Conversation Con Artists, back for another wonderful episode. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at MISCER_on point, and on TikTok at Eddie B Talking and Eddie B Eating.
And I could be found on Instagram at red_calamity. If you have a question, a Reddit letter, news article, anything you would like for us to discuss on the show, you can send it to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartist@gmail.com, or you can find us on the aforementioned social media. Do we have any letters?
Nah.
Okay. There was one that I wanted that I was like, what the fuck is this? Of course, I picked Am I the Assholes, where they were already decided that I did not realize I saved so many. Which one did I really want to do? Oh. Am I the asshole for pretending to be my daughter's friend because she's lonely? That sounds like some catfish kind of shit, you know? I don't know. I'm assuming it's some catfish stuff. Like how else would you pretend to be her friend?
I was thinking it was like a authoritative parent that went down to like a different type of parenting style, but your shit sounds like it make more sense.
I just wanted to see what because there is a I watch a lot of ID channel. There's a show on ID channel called Web of Lies where this shit has happened before, but like it had very negative consequences because a kid ended up killing themselves. This was a adult mom and daughter that was like fucking with her though. Like she stopped being friends with this girl, so the girl and her mama started like pretending to be this boy and like got her hooked in and then broke up with her. Like as a get back. And the mama was very heavily involved in it.
Stupid.
Kind of fucking parent. So the daughter's 14. My daughter does not have any friends, and that's mostly due to her autism. I knew you did this to an autistic kid, ma'am. She says that she does not understand people or what they mean when they speak, so she finds it very difficult to connect with others. She described this as feeling like playing a game of which rules she doesn't know. She had this problem once she became in middle school and everybody left her. What she does once she becomes home is either the internet or studying. And as a single father, this is a man that did this too. As a single father, she really doesn't like to tell me her issues or what's going on a lot. Well, we have a very good relationship, but I do know that she doesn't tell me everything. And I do know that she's very lonely and doesn't have any friends in real life or barely anyone online. And really, nothing is working with her. She has a therapist and it's not enough. Go out of your comfort zone and talk with people. And similar tips don't work. And no matter how hard I try to help, it just doesn't work. So I had this idea of posing as a 14-year-old girl in a game she plays a lot, Fortnite, to become her friend. This was going well for 4 months, even if it involved taking some of my time when I come from work to maintain this. And she was very happy with this until she figured out herself days ago. And now she feels tricked and played with by me. And that is also a huge privacy violation because she told me some stuff she would never have said to her dad. I don't think that's true because I'm her dad, so nothing is inappropriate for me, sir. But still, she's still salty and pretty frustrated by what I did. So could I be the asshole? Yes. What?
100%, nigga.
Sir.
What you thought?
I don't care.
He was like, she feels tricked by me. She was tricked by you, fool. The hell? She feels tricked. Like you want bullshit.
Parents, I'm here to tell you, as somebody that works with children, teenagers, your kids don't tell you everything. Even when you can have the closest relationship possible, they're still teenagers, kids. They don't fucking tell you everything. And you cannot find out the things that they don't tell you under no underhanded fucking means because you are going to completely disseminate the relationship that you already established with them behind trying to find out some shit they don't want you to know about. Let them have it. Christ. Like, why would you do this? And then be surprised that she's upset, talk about nothing's off limits to you because you're her dad. You don't get to decide that. You don't get to decide what's off limits for you. She does. She's the one who determines how much she tells you. You don't get to say that. I'm your dad, so I should know. Fuck you, sir. No. And now the good relationship that you like exposed about at the beginning of this fucking Reddit is permanently damaged. She ain't gonna trust you now. She not gonna trust anybody she meet online because she's not gonna know if it's fucking you. You have made a bad situation worse now. Because she was at least willing to interact and engage with people online. She gonna be hesitant to even do that shit now because she don't know if it's fucking you. Pretending to be a 14-year-old. Creepy.
You know what would have been better? What would have been better if he, as a father, said, "Hey, honey, I want to play the game with you. I'm going to get my own system. I'm going to start playing the game, and I'm going to take my time to play on the game with you. And we're going to wreck noobs on this Fortnite goddamn like a team." But he pretended to be. See, he bullshitting with the reason that he did this. Now he said because she was lonely, and that could have alleviated loneliness. What he wanted to know was secrets that she was harboring, and he did that shit because he wanted to know what kind of shit she had going on in her personal life. Because he's clearly one of those parents that feels like, oh, I mean, wish my daughter shared everything with me. I'm the kind of parent that would be okay with everything that she has all the secrets. But, you know, this ain't how you do that, bro.
No, this is definitely not how the fuck you do that. That is terrible. You've and you ain't, this is going to damage their relationship. She gonna look at you differently now. And then there's some Chris Hansen to catch a predator kind of shit. Like, I always side eye people who are able, like the fact that you were able to pretend to be a 14-year-old girl, success. That's just for 4 months. This shit is weird, bro. It's a little creepy. It's a little creepy that you was out here like knowing what to say as a 14-year-old girl. Like, it just sounds like some creep shit too, to be honest. Like, that's fucking weird.
I wonder how she figured that shit out.
I
I wonder
mean,
what happened.
ain't no telling.
Like maybe he, instead of sounding like a I don't know. I'm assuming they was on, like, were you on audio? Like, how did he sound 14? And if they weren't on audio, like, do a
Had to
lot
be
of young people
typing.
be
I
chatting,
can't.
type
Yeah,
chatting?
it had to be like maybe voice to chat where you could read it. Because I can't imagine he would successfully pull off of the voice of a 14-year-old for 4 months and never like fuck that shit up. You know what I'm saying? And not like speaking his real voice.
And how did
So
he organically put himself in a position where he was playing a game of Fortnite with her? Like, that had to be, I don't know, man. That was probably the fishy shit. She was probably like, who is this person? Probably said something real close to home. And she was like going to see who it was. And it's like, they invited me to the first game together. And I mean, you know, I don't
autistic
know, man.
kids are socially awkward. They're not fucking idiots. They're very intelligent, actually. So like her figuring it out is not a surprise to me. Obviously, it was a surprise to him because I think he thought he was like crushing that shit as a 14-year-old girl. Bro, like that, don't do that. Don't try to trick your kids into telling you things because all you're doing in the long run is damaging your relationship with them. If they want you to know, they'll fucking tell you. And if they don't want
Listen,
you to know, then they don't want you to know.
I'm sure you hadn't heard of this dude on YouTube. His name is Destiny. But
No.
he's basically a debate bro. He just debate all the time. He used to be on with Hassan Piker. They used to be like a team thing, but they fell out with some beef. And I'm bringing this up because I'm pretty sure he's autistic. Now he plays these games. He says I play autistic games. He was like, I don't know what that means. I'm autistic or not. But he is a very, very good debater. He is a good debater in the sense that he has really good data. He knows how to research, and he has pretty solid interpretations of what the data is saying. But he is missing the whole human social relationship component of everything he does.
Mm.
Be it how he starts communicating in debates, be it how he engages with his friends. Like the other day, he had one of his friends kind of like what he say flipped on him because they had a conversation she didn't agree with, and he said she just retroactively interpreted all of the things that I've talked about that particular topic as different because of how I frame my opinion then. And he did the next live stream and said, I wouldn't expect, I didn't expect her to be a friend that flips on me. I expected these two friends to be more likeliness of flipping on me. And then they came out and said, why do you think we would flip on you in some
Wow.
past? Yeah, and then he told one dude, well, we're always arguing about stuff. And, I figured that the person that I'm arguing with more would be a person that I'm more likely to flip, not be my friend than this person. And he's just like calculating all this shit. It's like, it's not, you can't calculate this stuff. And he was like, well, we both like to fight. You know what I'm saying? And he said, yeah, we do both like to fight. But there have been people in the past that I thought liked to fight that turns out didn't like to fight so well, and that didn't work out for me in that relationship with him. And then the dude asked, he said, do you feel bad, for like making these assumptions about people? He said, no, I don't feel bad. And the dude was like, a more human response would be that you do feel bad. He said, I don't feel bad. He was like, the problem is my assessment system is like fundamentally altered. Like if I thought that this person wasn't going to, flip on me, but they did flip on me, what am I missing in my engagement with these people that is making me flip? So I'm more disappointed that I couldn't detect this showing up. Like it took me by surprise, and things don't take me by surprise like this. A lot of like, bro, this ordeal has shown me like he's autistic. He is friends with ones and zeros.
Yep.
He is friends with data. He don't understand social components.
No.
And that lack of social understanding plays into some of his opinions that I disagree with. Like all black people related shit, he has a blind eye to how to interpret that data, because I don't think he can interpret the social implications of what society has done to the black community. But man, and I would normally not listen to somebody with that opinion for real, but the fact that he's so good at giving talking points that correspond with a lot of social dialogues is like he do the research, so I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then he'll give his whole spiel about it, and I'll go do research. But he be on them alpha male podcast, and he just be challenging all the shit they saying. So he's found like a space in the red pill and manosphere and Republican space as a liberal who really just like talk shit and make them look stupid. That's what he do. He just talk shit and make them all look stupid for real. And he do it well. He just autistic. I mean, it would seem. But that talking about this brought that up to me, because while he's debating, you can hear him playing a game at high speed. Like his keys are going click 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 while he's giving like a whole diatribe about this thing that he's researched. I was like, this motherfucker multitasking like a motherfucker. But it made me think of that when you said autistic people are smart. They ain't stupid. They are very smart. Very. So I hope, Daddy, what I hope you found out is that your daughter is not as stupid as you thought she was. That I hope that she's not somebody who has a difficult time changing patterns back and forth, because if the pattern of her relationship with you is broken, then getting that shit back how it was, bro, it might not be that easy if it's possible. But you did it to your fucking self.
Pretty much. The fuck is wrong with you? Don't do that. Please don't do that. Good God.
If my mama wanted to be closer to me and she said, hey, let's play the PlayStation, bro, me and her would have had a whole different kind of relationship than we do now. You know?
I want to do this one too, because it has to be really bad, because the title is so fucking stupid that it's like, what did you do? Am I the asshole for asking my wife to make me lunch? What did you do in the context of asking her this, or what were the circumstances that would even make you think that you were? It has
What's that
to
title again? Say that again.
Am I the asshole for asking my wife to make me lunch?
I mean, you must be on some misogynistic shit.
That's what I'm saying.
You got a supreme feminist wife. She's like, what do I look like? A fucking homemaker to you? I have a career.
But
What do I look like making your fucking lunch?
he was labeled as the asshole because I only pick assholes. So if that were true, I think they would say she was an asshole.
You
So
must have asked it crazy.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what did you do? Because this is a very simple request that most people would be like, sure, you want to say, like, I would get up and fix my husband lunch if he asked me to. Now, if he was acting like that was my fucking duty and job and I was supposed to do that shit all the time, it's a different story. But like me just getting up, making him lunch, I have no problem with that. So my immediate thing was like, what the fuck did you do, sir? For this to even be a question. The short is that scheduling issues has made it that I've asked my wife a few times to grab me something to eat from the kitchen between meetings, and she's upset with me for relying on her one too many times. My company is implementing a new software and a few procedural changes, and there have been many long, intensive meetings about this. Because of the nature of the meetings and the number of parties involved, sometimes it is scheduled at very inconvenient times for me. In a typical day, I typically have at least 4 meetings, which also means I'm cramming in the other hours of work into the remaining time I have, still with consistent overtime. My wife, Isabel, has listened and commiserated with me about how rough these past few months have been. She's taken on making dinners most days, 4 out of 5, for the last month because I've been so stressed out. Several of my meetings have ended up being through normal lunch hours, and by the time they finish, I can either get a small snack at the cafe or another coffee, or else I won't be able to eat dinner when Isabel is ready. Either to make it or to have me make it. On Mondays and Tuesdays, I work from home because they're the outlier with the most meetings crammed in. Some of it some of it is the new software, some of it is housekeeping. All of it helps with the trajectory of the week. It also means I don't eat most of the day because I try not to ask her to make me something I can stuff down my throat in between meetings. Of the 2 days I'm typically home, I ask every third time because I try to grab something in the morning before my day gets going to have my office to eat here in my office to eat in between meetings, but I usually just deal with it because I don't want to mess with her dinner schedule. This is so much explanation, sir. Wednesday was unexpectedly a remote day with last minute back to back meetings that in total ran from before my usual start time to nearly the end of the day. So I asked her at 11 if she could make me something to eat as I hadn't eaten since 4 p.m. yesterday and wouldn't get the chance to eat dinner until otherwise. She didn't and got angry with me for treating her like a maid. We had a fight that I relied on her too much instead of sitting with the consequences of my own actions or just making the effort to have food near me in time to be able to eat before 5 p.m. /dinner. We've come to an agreement about how to handle things going forward so long as this work situation keeps on, but we would both like to hear the internet's opinion. What? There was so much explanation that I got lost.
I got lost too. I got lost too. What the fuck?
There was so much explanation.
What's the conflict?
He asked her to fix him lunch at the last minute on a day, I guess, that he normally didn't ask. I
Well,
don't.
why
Let me.
she just said no?
Yeah.
She didn't say nothing else?
He said she didn't and got angry with me for treating her like a maid. We had a fight that I relied on her too much instead of sitting with the consequences of my own actions or just making the effort to have food near me in time to be able to eat before 5.
I don't know, man. It sounds like a lazy ass partner to me.
Let me see
Am
what the
I
people
missing
said.
something?
I know. I'm going down to the comments. I don't
I mean,
fucking know
because
because I'm lost.
his explanation is like this ain't some shit that happen all the time.
Yeah.
What it sounds like is she's not happy that he made these transitions that he's making at his job.
Yeah.
And her mentioning consequences of your own actions means that she disagreed with something that he did that ain't got nothing to do with just food itself. So I imagine that this is her way of making him pay for them consequences or whatever. But also it sounds like maybe because of this transition, he been asking her to do a lot of shit.
Yeah. But it's like I don't know.
But that don't make you. I mean, what's making him the asshole? I'm interested in what people saying because if you're asking your partner to do something, either they can or they can't, and it's like it sounds like she could, but she
Yeah.
ain't because you need to pay.
Yeah. I don't know how he's the asshole. Okay, this person said, "You're the asshole. This sounds so helpless. It annoys me a good bit." How is it he in a meeting? 4 meetings a day, and you talk like you're a surgeon in ER for 12 hours straight. What do you think everyone else does who has back-to-back meetings across lunch times? Why would you have to ask her to make you food at all in the first place? You know what your calendar says. You're perfectly capable of preparing for your day. You can eat before your meetings. You can stock your office with snacks. You can cook something the night before to have ready to eat. You can make a sandwich in the morning. You can book your meetings with time for a break. You can say to your colleagues, "I need 5 minutes to eat before I join the meeting." And unless you live in a sprawling castle that takes half an hour to walk across, you can get up from your desk and walk to the kitchen and grab a snack. And it is no one's fault but yours that you hadn't eaten since 4 p.m. the day before. Take some control of your schedule and take responsibility for your basic daily requirements. That is, like, come
I imagine women are going to that's got to be a woman. I feel
what's her
like,
name?
not saying that there's like, not saying men wouldn't say that, but I feel like, I don't know, man.
Anybody that has worked in not even corporate America, anybody that's worked in an office, like them saying that you can schedule a meeting, you don't have no fucking control over that shit sometimes. Okay. I have been in meetings that have gone over time that I couldn't fucking leave, that I had to just sit there and then try to figure out what I was gonna do after the fact. Like, if you're not the one that scheduled the meeting and you're just in attendance to the meeting and you have to be there, you cannot just break the meeting and be like, "Hey, yo, I'm gonna step out and go eat lunch." That's not how corporate America works.
Hey,
If
yo, I'm out, G.
he won't have no goddamn job when he come back. Like, you don't schedule that yourself. You're at the whim of whoever the person is that's running these fucking meetings. And yes, a lot of meetings can be an email, but people like to hear themselves fucking talk is what I've learned from working in offices. Because most of the meetings that I had could have been a goddamn email. Why are we sitting in here for 2 hours talking about this shit? You could have just sent the new policy in the email and we would have all just implemented it. And if we didn't implement it, we would have got reprimanded. But this 2 hour meeting is some fucking bullshit. But I still set my ass there for them 2 hours because that was my job, to be present in the meeting that was requested by my fucking supervisor. So y'all sound crazy talking about he could just schedule the meeting. He already said he ain't the one in control of the meetings. He's just attending them. He's an underling. This is not his rodeo. Like, y'all sound crazy. This shit is so absurd. Absurd. OP sounds like they've never made a PB&J sandwich in their life, or that despite this going on for the last 3 months, they've never heard of a granola bar or breakfast bar or snacks, like you said, or even thought to pack something they could easily prep. Again, it is not like he's like doing this to her every day. Like, I don't understand why everybody's so annoyed with him. Like, this, I would not. Oh God, this person said, I mean, I loathe weaponized incompetence, particularly when it's gendered. But he says that the wife isn't working, which really changes things for me. If I weren't working and my husband were working long days, I could help him, and I could help him in some way by bringing him snacks or by making 2 lunches and bringing him one. I would do that because it would help him out. And that's what people who love each other do. And he'd be doing the same for me, I'm sure, begrudgingly, not the asshole.
Even the begrudgingly not the
Yeah,
asshole
it's
bothers
like,
me. Like, he ain't doing nothing wrong.
he did not.
I mean, ain't nobody pointing out her talking about consequences of your own actions.
Yeah, because what the fuck
Everybody
does
just
that even
focusing on her
mean?
husband acting like he's too busy at work to do his own lunch. And it's like, I'm sure this man fixes his lunch some fucking time.
Yeah, he said he does.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
And he tries not to bother her because he doesn't want it to become a regular thing. Like, I don't understand why everybody's like got their panties in a bunch. I don't think he's an asshole. I think the wife need to address whatever her real issue is. Whatever the issue is that's making you say these are the consequences of your choices, whether it be he took a promotion that requires him to work more and you're upset about his work hours, and this, whatever the real reason is, whatever the reason is that you said that y'all need to address that. Because that's what she's mad about. It is not about him asking her to make a fucking sandwich. It is about whatever that decision is that he made that she didn't agree with that has led him to this place where he's asking her about this.
Mm.
That's what that is. So that's what they need to do. Y'all need to have a conversation about what the real issue is and get off this fucking sandwich shit, because this is not what the problem is. The sandwich is not the problem. Him working overtime, him like whatever it is, talk about that and fix that. But I don't see him being an asshole in this. Like some of these commenters are assholes. Like y'all are doing the most. Like it's not that fucking deep. I mean, if I'm gonna go in the kitchen and make me some lunch, I can make that nigga some lunch too. It's not a big deal. I don't
Yeah,
get it. I don't understand. Y'all doing the most.
a lot,
Yes.
a lot.
Jesus. I thought he was like, bitch, get in there and make me a like I thought he had said something like fucked up to her or like, you know, was
I don't
demeaning in
know.
some kind of way.
Maybe what we're getting to is the generational differences now, the younger relationship responses.
Oh,
Uh, I guess my what's happening, I think, with the younger generation as far as relationships go is they are expecting a different type of relationship than elders expected and had. And I think that it's individuals in a relationship together, like two people where their Venn diagram don't overlap for real or
yeah.
overlap very slightly. And I think that is in essentially what a lot of these responses represent is you're a whole human that can do your own stuff and take care of your own stuff. Why you need another person to take care of your stuff for you, right?
That's what
But
a
what it
partner.
sounds like he was doing was, it sounds like he was asking his partner to help him fill in the gap
Yeah.
that needed to be filled in.
Yep.
And if she has a problem with, the things she's been asking him to do, it's probably not healthy communication for this moment to be the first one that you say nope, and you need to learn the consequences of your actions. But that don't make sense. I feel like she just disagree with something that he's done outside of that the maid shit, and she feel like because his time has been impacted the way it does, then
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I guess there's room for him to be bullshitting in between his sessions, I guess, in between his meetings. Well, between the meeting, you was on your phone on TikTok for 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So you
Yeah.
ain't finna get off your phone and then tell me to goddamn come fix you no fucking sandwich and all. That's the consequence of your actions. I think, clearly you gotta be an objective person to swerve the story, not swerve it into your direction, and he might be doing that. Probably, I'm sure he's doing that. He
I
leaving some
think
shit out.
I think sometimes people get confused. So I tell my clients this all the time. I'm not gonna tell a man who wants a stay-at-home wife that he's wrong for wanting that. My problem comes in when you say everybody, all women are supposed to do this fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are things that I will do if I ever get married for my husband because I want to. I'm not gonna feel like it's my duty as his wife. That's the shit that I don't like. But like, I'm willing to do things because we're partners, and that's what you do. I just don't like to be told that I'm supposed to because I'm female and I'm the woman in this dynamic. But that's not going to stop me from doing some of the things that might have been traditionally held. But I'm not doing it for the tradition's sake. I'm doing it because I love you and I want to. And I think sometimes people feel like the only way that you can like stand on like not going into all of this shit is by just refusing to do any of it. I don't think it's the acts themselves haven't been what's the problem. It's the expectation behind the acts. So that's what I care about. What is your expectation of me? And do you just appreciate me doing this as your partner or feel like it's my responsibility as your wife? Like there's a difference. So I think the younger people feel like in order for them to be like, not doing gender stereotypes and not having to do with these traditional roles, that they got to fight against it and be like, not your fucking maid. I'm not making you a sandwich. But I would ask him to make me a sandwich. I don't think I'm okay with that. Like, I think it's the reasoning behind it, not necessarily the acts themselves. And I think young people, man, the young people's perception of shit be a little off sometimes. Like they feel
Fuck
like they
your
got to go
sandwich.
all the way or not at all.
Fuck your sandwich. Goddamn sandwich. Fuck, I look like a maid.
Like, this shit
I look
is
like a maid.
as unreasonable as I'm sure people think that I am. This is not even no shit that I would do.
I
Like,
mean, I don't think you'd be that unreasonable. Like, I think you would if a nigga expected you to make him sandwiches all the time.
yes, I
Or
would.
if he was like, you know, I think I could see some ways where you would be like, nah, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like that would be a bulk of the time.
No. As long as, again, I have no problem helping you. You're not gonna tell me I gotta help you because I'm a woman. Bitch, I ain't gotta do shit but stay black and die. Okay. I'm doing these things for you because I want to, not because it's my fucking responsibility. The same way that I hope you're doing things for me because you want to, and not because you just feel like it's your responsibility. Like this, that's the difference for me. So it's a lot of things that I would do that people might think of as being like submissive or docile or domestic. I would do that shit because I want to, and it helps the household run. And that's what I'm after. I want a smooth ass existence. What do we need to do that? But like having these expectations that I'm supposed to do this shit because I'm a woman, that's gonna get you cussed out. But I think that there's a middle ground between feeling like I'm not going, he can't ask me to do anything because I'm not his maid, and being willing to help your partner out without feeling like you gotta fight for women's rights every second of the day. Like, I ain't got time for that. Life is hard enough. I'm not doing that in my relationship. I'm sorry. I'm just
Yeah.
not. It's not that deep. It's too much. It's too much. Um, but yeah, that one was unexpected. I thought he was gonna have said some slick shit. I'm very confused as to why people think he's an asshole. But do you have any?
I do. All right, let's see. Oh, damn. Shit. What the hell? Living with my boyfriend isn't as good / fun as I thought it was going to be.
Never is.
My 40-year-old male husband, 38-year-old male, was unfaithful and doesn't want to contact with the affair partner.
Wait, it's two men?
Yes.
I want to do that one.
Goddamn.
But go ahead, read the
Okay.
other one.
Oh.
What's the other option?
I, 29-year-old female, am on the verge of calling off my engagements to my 33-year-old female. I feel like more of a parent than a partner. Do I end it or am I overreacting?
We did one
Found
like
out
that
that
last
my
time.
found out that my 30-year-old male wife, 30-year-old female, did porn before we started dating. We've only been married a year so far. And the
Shit.
last one is my husband, 23-year-old female. My 23-year-old female husband, 25 male, asked for a divorce, then changed his mind hours later.
Oh no. Ain't no backsies, motherfucker. You divorced? Okay. I want to do the two husbands, and I want to do the porn star, because how you not gonna mention that?
I know, right?
How the fuck you leave that shit out?
You go be embarrassed by it because you did a very short stint and hope that your husband don't watch porn.
But you run the risk of not even just him finding out. One of his friends who's a porn connoisseur who saw you telling him, like, that ain't the way you want him to find that shit out.
So
Like,
you know very much that I'm hairy.
yes.
Chest hairy is I'm a very hairy person. And my idea of how to get around being hairy and women knowing I'm hairy is I had to make them like me enough before I take my damn shirt off. You know what I'm saying? It's like at a certain point, once the shirt come off, it's like I fuck with Eddie too much now. I can't. So maybe that was his situation. Maybe that's her idea with relationships. It's
She was
like
gonna get, well, they got married. Shit, she let him get married and tell
once
it.
they love you enough, then how they deal with this shit is different than if you tell them on day one.
That's terrible.
I'm comfortable with my body hair now, everybody. So that phase is over. All right, my husband was unfaithful and doesn't want to cut contact with the affair partner. It's two men, so
Let me say
go
why I
ahead and
want
put your disgusting faces on if you got
this.
some homophobia in you.
I only wanted to do this because I like to showcase how it don't fucking matter who you're in a relationship with. The fucking problems are the same. two women, two men, a man and a woman, it don't fucking matter. Like, the problems are the fucking same. You're not going to escape any relationship downfalls or pitfalls by like being in a different kind of relationship, because relationships between humans just got bullshit that come with it. It just is what it is. So I always like hearing about like same-sex couples, because I like to showcase like the problem's the fucking same. Don't be no different. It's all the same. Humans suck sometimes. But yeah.
Let's get to it. We've had an agreement that we can hook up safely with others if the opportunity arises. So semi-open in terms of our relationship. That said, we agreed to the caveat that we would not maintain ongoing relationships with others outside of our relationship. Essentially random occasional hookups only. My husband violated that rule last year and I caught him. He promised he would cut it off and stop talking to that guy. 6 months later, I found out they were still in contact with supposedly not meeting up or having any kind of physical relationship. A couple of months ago, I found out he was doing it again with another guy. He claims it was not a relationship, yet he spent the night at the guy's house multiple times, and I came to find out that he was having unprotected sex with both guys. I told him I'm done and we're done. Now he wants to work on it and says he's cut off the physical part of his relationship with the second guy and that they are friends and he won't cut contact. They still text, chat, and meet up at the gym and work out together. He doesn't see it as a problem and says he won't be controlled and that I can't tell him who he can and can't be in contact with. I let him know that it's not about control, just about my boundary. If he needs to be friends with the guy, he will not have me. I'm really hurt and disappointed that his friendship is more important to him than our 15-year relationship, but I guess it is what it is. You know, a lot of people call ultimatums boundaries. And a lot of people set up their boundaries to mean that you have to do something about it. When a boundary means you're just informing the person of what actions you're going to take if you keep violating this thing. It's not supposed to hinge on the other person doing the thing, because that is an ultimatum. You're going to do this or I'm going to leave. Using that you violating my boundaries is, I think, an easy and commonly used cop out for that. Go ahead.
My issue is the fact that this was agreed upon and then you went back on it. Like, you can't agree to something and then say, I won't be controlled. You can't tell me what to do. But you agreed to this. Well, we set this out and laid the rules out. The rules were that you were not supposed to have an ongoing relationship, that these were hookups, and that was it. So you violated what we agreed. You agreed to this. This ain't me trying to control you. This is me trying to get you to stay within the bounds of what we agreed to. You can't now just be like, oh, you can't control me. Bitch, you agreed to it.
I wonder how much they really defined what that looked like.
That's why I can't be involved in no shit like this. I don't have time for this. Relationships are complicated enough without adding this kind of shit. Because now I got all of these semantics and, well, did we discuss it in clear enough terms? I don't have time for that.
No, it's just communication.
No.
I mean, it don't sound like, I don't know. I can't tell if it sounds like he communicated what hooking up safely supposed to look like, because he said, I found out they were
protection.
Or that's definitely something, but one of them was like, he talked about he spent the night at his house, like, and it's like that was the smoking gun, and it's like, okay, you can spend the night at somebody's house but not be forming a strong connection that exists outside of the confines of y'all's relationship. So I wonder how much of those little technical things that people perceive as meaning that the relationship is more, that I wonder how much of that they didn't have a conversation about.
It's too much for me.
Of course it is. You want a C-spot run ass relationship?
Yes, I do.
Spot has legs.
Yep.
This is Spot.
It's very clear. I don't
Spot
have
runs. Spot run.
No misunderstandings. Spot is running. Spot's a dog. All of it is clear.
I mean, I feel like as much shit as I be talking, everybody who listening, and Red know this, and I think Red know I know this. I think Red gonna be a really good partner to somebody. She has been good partners to a bunch of people.
I have.
And so if when somebody find her or she finds somebody, then they're gonna have a good time, and she gonna have a good time, because if she ain't having a good time, ain't nobody having a good time. Like, Red's gonna have a good time, okay? That person is gonna be set up to know that she need to have a good time in order. It's a prerequisite for a good relationship.
Yes.
It's like, I don't want to get it into that stereotype of happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Because when men say that, it really just condescending, really. It's really saying that I'll let her do stuff because, it's still like rooted in misogyny and shit.
Yeah.
That happy wife, happy life. And it's not rooted in men feeling like they are valued in a relationship as much as a woman. So I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like the relationships you've been in, you've helped maintain that balance. It's not like you be expecting a shitload extra from a partner. And it ain't like you wouldn't do some stuff for your partner that wouldn't make them happy and shit.
Yeah.
So, but that, you got to have that conversation.
I feel like everybody, I come across as I would be this unreasonable, difficult person to get along with, but I'm really not. I just expect you to do what you fucking tell me you're going to do. And I'm going to hold you to that shit. That's it. I don't think I'm unreasonable, but like, it's not a lot of wiggle room. Like,
Very little.
there's very little wiggle room with me. Like, we going to do what the fuck we said we was going to do, or we not doing it. Like, it's either those two. Those are the two options that we have. But I don't think that I'm unreasonable, and I don't think anybody that's ever dated me would say that I was. Like, I'm pretty low maintenance. I really don't need a lot. I really don't. It does not take a lot. If you out here bullshit, it might seem like a lot to you, but I don't need a lot. So.
But so Red wants a C-spot run relationship.
I do.
Some people want a more complex relationship that has more avenues to connect with people. And if you're going to do that, you got to do the shit right. You got to communicate. And if one of your partners ain't doing right, you need to, I wouldn't even say close it. I wouldn't even say close the relationship. I would say end the relationship.
Because he already let you know he ain't closing the shit. He ain't even willing to stop being friends with the motherfucker he was fucking. So he ain't finna close shit. Like, you ain't gonna tell me who I could be friends. What? Okay. I'm not telling you who you can't be friends with. I'm telling you the parameters under which we can't be in a relationship.
And I guess I wouldn't have gone so far as to say you can't control me in no situation like that. You know what I'm saying? But if I really do believe that, like, okay, I have cut this person off, we still are friends, we've been in the same place, and we do, like, aggressively avoiding a person because of your issues, that'd be a reason that I would leave a relationship. Like, I just like the thing you said about cheating. If somebody cheat on you, why the fuck you got to put in all the energy to recover?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, even if I did wrong myself, listen, you need to recover without me, goddamn, because I ain't got the patience or the time to be helping you figure your shit out that I did to you. I mean, I hate it. I would hate to be like that, but that's why I put energy in just to doing people wrong as little as possible. Because I'm gonna look like the asshole at the end of the day. It's kind of like when I try to get off the phone and be like, well, I'm gonna let you get back to your night. Like, I ain't have shit to do. What you putting that on me? Just say you got something to do or some shit like that.
My grandmother, before she died, that was her shit, man. Like, you would call her. She would complain that we didn't call her, but when you call her, she'd be like, well, I know you busy, so I'm gonna let you get back to, like, grandma, I didn't say I was doing shit. Like, just say you want to get off the phone. Don't act like you doing this for me. Just say you don't want to talk to me anymore. She would do that shit all the time. Or, like, if you went to visit her, she would be like, well, you need to be getting on off that road. Grandma, Grandma, it's 12 o'clock in the middle of the day. Get off the road for what? Like, she was the queen of doing that shit. The absolute queen of doing it.
Your granny was tripping.
Yeah, she would do that shit all the time. It was so funny. We had like a family joke about it because you talked to her the thing about it is she didn't really require a lot of attention from us because she'll talk to you for about 5 minutes and she gonna get your ass off the phone.
Yeah.
And make it seem like she helping you. Hilariously enough.
Gotcha.
Let's do the porn star.
Let's do the porn star.
Porn star might be a little much. Maybe she only did she did a brief stint. I don't know that constitutes porn star. It's just a porn actress.
It's just a porn person. Found out my 32-year-old male wife, 32-year-old female did porn before we started dating. We've only been married a year so far. I found out this week my wife did a few porn scenes before we met. She didn't make a career out of it. She says it was something she wanted to try at the time and make some money to pay off a few bills. She says she doesn't regret it, but when I asked her why she never told me, she said that she was afraid I'd think of her differently. I saw the videos and I'm just wrecked inside.
Why would you go watch the goddamn videos?
We weren't dating. It was several years before we met. She was in college still. I think what's bothering me the most, and I know this isn't probably right of me to feel this way, but I do, is that she just looks genuinely like she was having fun. There's a degree of jealousy I have because they did things that she won't do with me. I didn't ask after seeing her videos, but it came up before. When I saw her on the video, it cut deep and caused some jealousy. I love my wife. I'm not upset she experimented. She said she wasn't pressured and she met people through friends in college. I think she's still Facebook friends with one of the guys. I'm just shocked, slightly angry she never told me, and jealous at the same time. What the fuck do I do with these emotions? She doesn't want to talk about it. She thinks I'm being judgmental, but I can't talk to my friends because all they'll want to do is find the video.
Yep. Why would you go watch that shit? Why? Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you go out of your way to find the videos? Like, what did you think? You thought, what? I don't understand what he thought his response was going to be to seeing some random or a couple of random men fucking his wife. I don't care if it was before you met her. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants those images burned into their brain. Why would you voluntarily go watch that shit? And then the idea of, well, she did this in the movie. It's a lot of things that I've done on a job that I would not do at home. You cannot be like, oh, you did this in the movie. Why you can't do this with me? All of this is just
I
fucked
mean,
no.
I mean,
She was getting paid to do the thing. Maybe she don't even
that's
like
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is how much do something strange for a piece of change. I know we married, but you know what I'm saying. If I gotta sweeten the pot to get the honey, I do that. Like that's what I'm saying. I ain't saying that you should give it to me because I'm your husband. I'm saying how much they pay you. How much they pay you, because it's like I know you don't want to do the thing, but you've done it for money before, and now if you don't do it for money again with somebody that you love, then now we got a different kind of problem.
Oh God,
You got a different kind of problem now. Because I need, so you know what I'm saying. So I can understand how a person would be hurt. You know what I'm saying about that.
He shouldn't have went and watched it. I would never go watch it. I wouldn't have. Curiosity would not have gotten me that much because I don't want to see you fucking somebody else. I know I'm not gonna like that. Why would I pull that up?
What if you? Okay, let me try to create a lateral. I don't know if I'm gonna do good because you be trying to. You too good at fucking up plot holes and shit. So, but let's say that you are dating somebody who is level 2 romantic, and you really would like him to be at least 5 romantic.
Okay.
And you stumble across a letter that an ex might have wrote him and found out that he was like 7 romantic back then. Now, how are you responding to knowing that he's 2 romantic with you, finding out that he's 7 romantic with her, even though you want 5 romantic?
You can't ask me that because as a therapist, immediately my response is going to be obviously whatever the fuck happened in that relationship got him to where he ain't doing the same shit no more. Like, I'm not going to automatically assume it's because of me that he's not as romantic. Like, he just doesn't love me as much as her.
But that's not what he's saying in this situation. And he's saying that I even know that it's wrong to feel this way.
Yeah.
He's just saying the fact that I wasn't getting the fact that she's not capable of giving me something that she was capable of giving somebody else.
For money.
I would like that. I would like that. You know what I'm saying? I wish that I could have that. So I'm kind of jealous that other person got it that I don't. So even if you did understand fully that she fucked him up and that's why he ain't doing it, it could still leave something to be desired of what he used to do.
I would still kind of feel like, yeah, I wish I had got that version of you. Now
you probably wouldn't be fucked up about it.
No.
Because it ain't something that's traumatizing as seeing some random big meat man giving your lady back shots. Why would you go? I just don't know why you go see this.
Why would you go watch it?
You got to be a certain type of person. I probably could watch it and be fine because, you know, I've been in a relationship where I was asked to maybe even participate in a gangbang with my partner if that's something that she wanted to do. I mean, you know, it is what it is. But so my level of comfort with sex just being a thing instead of this like sacred act that's supposed to be reserved for a husband, I don't see it like that. But bro, you did that to yourself, man. You did that shit to yourself.
And he can't talk to nobody about it because you're absolutely fucking right. If you go tell your homeboys that your wife used to do porn, them niggas is on Google immediately. They're gonna keep looking till they fucking find this shit. You cannot talk to them about this. I don't give a fuck how good of friends they are. There's too much temptation. I wouldn't even do it. Don't even put that in the atmosphere.
You got the right friends. You got the right friends because it ain't nobody in my world that I can meet that's black that say I'm married to a person who did a few porn scenes and I ain't seen that shit. I tell you right now, me and Cole Jackson seen the shit already. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in Cole Jackson's mouth because every time we fuck around and bring up XXX films, me and that nigga know what the fuck we talking about.
I can't.
So I would know, but the fact that none of his friends done seen her and been like, she look familiar, bro. Like you got the right friends, so don't worry about them. They don't watch porn enough. Even though I'm sure these people are white and white porn is, you know, more flooded. He said, what the fuck do I do with these emotions, bro? You can go get some electroshock therapy, goddamn, and try to get them images out your head.
Shouldn't have fucking watched the video. Ugh.
You can if the real issue is that she won't do the things with you, you can come out the pockets. Tell her I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna pay you to do the thing.
Absolutely do not listen to him poster because you're gonna be fucked up in the game. You cannot treat your wife like a prostitute. Do not offer her money.
What?
That's gonna put you in a dog house. He cannot offer her money.
He can't do it like I just said it, but he can do it. He can't say I'm gonna give you money to do this sexy freaky thing. He can't do that shit. No. You know, he gotta negotiate. You gotta figure out what would get you to do this thing with me like you did it with them. And I'm gonna do it. And then, you know, it may work, it may not. She may adamantly
if she liked doing it or didn't have a problem with doing it, she would be doing it to him already. So I would assume that means that she did that for the money because the money was good enough, but it wasn't something that she necessarily wanted to do in that moment. Because if it was, he already be getting it. She'd already be doing it. People do a lot of strange things for change. We know this.
You still gotta like them though. I mean, you still gotta like the things to a degree.
Not necessarily.
Bring it up.
But people, like men have been gay for pay, just like making gay porn because they can make money off of it. Like people do shit that they don't necessarily enjoy or want to do for money. So like that don't mean she liked it or wanted to do it, but she said it helped her pay some bills, so she was willing to do it in that moment.
I'm saying you said that a lot of people do things in relationships that they like doing because they do. Because if she wanted to do it, she already be doing it. But it's also a lot of things that be hidden in a box of things that you wouldn't necessarily do, that you would do if somebody like asked you or prompted you. That's not, you know, obstructive. You know.
I don't know if this gonna be one of those things because it's coming from a part of her life that she didn't even really want to tell him about up front. So I don't know that he gonna be able to like bring up the porn and be like, that little thing you did with your tongue. Like I need to see what that's like.
Have you ever dated somebody with like a real foot fetish?
The truck driver wanted me to send him pictures of my feet.
Has it been like, this is
Fucking
I'm
weird.
not gonna ask you no personal questions, but people be like, they be wanting to like finish
On your
on a
feet?
person's
Oh
feet. Yeah,
no.
they be
Yeah.
wanting to do stuff like that. Um, but but you know what I'm saying? I see that as one of them things where it like be super weird, but it's like, why wouldn't you not do that?
Cause it's fucking weird. So that was not the reason that I stopped talking to John, but like it was one of the things that I did not like about. I can't date nobody with no full on foot fetish. The shit is weird. I'm sorry. I know that it doesn't harm me. I know that it's really nothing extra that I necessarily have to do. But you want to feet pictures and shit is fucking weird. I can't. No.
But
No.
there are things that aren't to that extreme that are things that you don't care for that you would acquiesce
Yes.
to for
Yeah.
your partner. That's all I'm trying to say in this.
Yeah, there
You know
are
what I'm
things, but I
saying?
don't think that if he was coming to me because I did it in a porn and that's like I don't know. I just
No, he said he asked about those things. He said that he knows that she don't do them because he asked about them before he even knew about this, and she said she don't do them. And then he saw them
so
in the
then that means
porn.
again it's something that because she could have said like I don't really like to do it, but I would like she could have said it in that way. It's obviously something she don't want to fucking do ever again in life for her to answer that way. Because she could have answered it in like a non-committal kind of like, well, I don't really like doing it, but
I wonder what it is though. Like I wonder is like because it's like okay, certain carve outs of things that happen in porn that normal people it's a hit or miss. It could be butt stuff.
I was going to say
It could
maybe anal sex.
yeah, it could be well either way. It could be either her doing butt stuff to them or him doing butt. So anal and like I don't know like finishing on her face like stuff
Yeah.
like that they do in porn. You're like, it's not that much more stuff that they do in porn where it's like, let's do this. So it must maybe I want to finish on your face or do butt
Butt
stuff,
stuff.
and those are two things that your partner got to be comfortable to do and comfortable with you to do. And there's a lot of women who have anal trauma because men one have not known how to actually have anal sex with a partner healthily, which the way you do that is you got to have a partner that is very very comfortable and open to being like super relaxed, like they are relaxed, meaning that they trust you to a high level, and you have to go their speed and the dynamic. If you're not doing that, you're fucking up and you're creating a lot of women had that kind of trauma. And I mean, it's a very niche thing for a woman to say I want you to finish on me, and a lot of it is because they've seen it in porn too. And so some women want to know what it feels like, but it's just not natural to do that. Like for real. It's like if the if the tables would turn and it was a thing that women do to men, it's like I still just don't see myself standing there and letting her just squirt water in my face for a damn vagina. I just like it's in that way. I that's not something I ask the people I be with to do, but I've had women be like, do this. And I'm like, okay. Because I seen porn. You know what I'm saying? I was like, how did it feel to do this? And I'm like, the cleanup is just not, you know what I'm saying? The cleanup is not. And then I'm gonna put my face next to your face afterwards. You know what I'm saying? I guess. I mean, me and probably got a bunch of semen stories. You know, it's like
What?
me and got semen stories. Like in terms of the last time it was on my hand, the last time
Oh.
I had to clean, has it ever touched my face by accident? Um, has it have I been laying on my back and then finished and it just came all the way up? Like it's like we can't control that shit. You know, it's like it's some problematic stories that go along with that sometimes. But
You just don't
Yeah,
have to forget it, bro. Like, I mean, I really wish you hadn't
literally
watched
forget
it,
it. You need to go
but
get some
yeah,
electroshock therapy, shock your brain, and see if they can target that shit. Don't do no eternal sunshine of the spotless mind shit. Don't get rid of all the memories. Just get rid of seeing the anal sex and the finish and the back shots.
shouldn't have fucking watched it in the first place, dumbass.
Yeah, and this goes for all the men out there, man. If first off, your woman used to be a freak, okay? I don't care who you are. She used to be a freak at the very beginning of her sex career, especially if she in her 30s. She tried some shit. Maybe not even because she wanted to, but like women, they be having some aggressive ass men in their life who be trying to get them to do shit. And because they like those men and society done made men the leaders of shit, they do the shit. And they find out, no, this shit is horrible. Like, I'm not doing this. I don't like this power dynamic. I don't like this feeling. He didn't do it right. Oh, that hurt. I had to go to the hospital for some shit. Like, women be having reasons why they don't want to do shit, but make no mistake. She used to be a freak. She did some shit that she don't want to do no more because she was in a position where she really, didn't know what she liked and what she didn't like. By the time she 30, she know exactly what the fuck she don't like. Don't press her to do some shit she don't want to do too much because she gonna start saying you ain't nothing but like them motherfuckers, and it's gonna fuck up your relationship dynamic, and she gonna stop getting wet for you. Okay,
Facts.
don't do it. So, and man, if you happen to come across a woman who has a porn history, do not watch them shits. If you know you're not about that life, if you're not comfortable with watching your partner have been intimate with somebody, don't do it. And signs that you may be that person is if a dude call her, you hear a voice of a man on the phone, your natural inclination is say, who is that? If she see a dude out in public and be like, hey, long time no see, and you be like, who the fuck is this nigga? If you have them first thoughts, you are not a man that need to be watching your wife get fucked on no tapes. Okay? Don't even go look for the shit.
No.
And let me just go on and get some insight. I don't know under what context she felt she needed to communicate this to him. I don't know if maybe they had a conversation and he was like, yeah, I watch porn, and her anxiety rose and was like, I need to tell him. I think I need to tell him. He gonna find out. And she was like, because I mean, listen, what's worse than your wife telling you that she's a porn star and then you asking her where these flicks and then you go watching them and feel this way is that you are inadvertently watching porn and you fucking around and come across that shit and it's like, that's my wife.
Yeah.
That's my wife. Getting nuts slapped across the back of her ass. Like, that
would have been worse. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm glad
astronomically worse.
He found out from her and not like his homeboys that was like, I see your wife in this porn from 2000, right? Like,
deny. No, I have a cousin that looked just like me. That's her. Yeah. Why haven't I met this cousin? She died. And her mom and dad died. They all died in a car wreck. Do you have any pictures of them? Lost them in a flood. But you grew up in Kansas where the photos were at my family member's home in New Orleans. They lost it in the flood. They moved to California. We lost contact with them. Like, like that, it was not you. If you find out that was not you, hit him with that Shaggy. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. But you know what? I don't know, because when you see their mannerisms and stuff,
yeah,
like, I think it'll be really hard.
I wouldn't lie about it. I wouldn't, because I feel like you gonna know it's me. Like, I would just cop to it, but I would have. Yeah, I'm glad she told him and he found out from her. It would have been really, really, really terrible if he had found out some other way. But like, even with her telling you, that did not mean go out and fucking find the video, bro. Nobody told you to do that. I don't even know what did you think your response was going to be when you went and sought this video out? What did you think was gonna happen when you sitting here watching your wife get fucked by somebody else? Like, did you think he was gonna be turned on? Like, I don't understand what you thought was gonna happen other than what happened, which is now you're fucking traumatized. Like, I don't know what your expectation was. I know you probably were curious, but curiosity killed the fucking cat. Don't do that. Okay? But you can't undo it. It's done. You gotta just forget it.
I probably make this example several times, but it remind me of this episode of Family Guy where they were at a baseball game and Stewie caught the ball and there was a boy next to him that had the bat and Stewie was like, "You want to trade?" And then they traded and then Stewie hit him with the bat and took the ball. And he was like, "Now what did you learn?" It's like that. So what did you learn? That's what he need to be on Reddit talking about. Let me tell you what it's like watching my wife that I found out watch porn. It, fucking horrible. Don't do the shit, man. Do not watch. If you find out your partner did some sex, don't watch. Like, and if your partner like recording shit, this is another tidbit. If your partner asks you to record some shit, and it's like that, they got other recordings, okay? Don't go through their phone. Don't go through their fucking Google Drive. If you see a little hard drive on the goddamn in their dresser, don't go looking through that shit. Just know, listen. Just know that your partner used to be a freak. And they used to be freakier than they are with you. And it's not because they ain't willing to be freaky with you. It's because they didn't know what they did and didn't like before. And they did some shit and they found out. And now they know what they really, really like. And so focus on getting them that orgasms that only 17% of women achieve. Okay? Just focus on getting them exactly what they want. And I'm going to tell you like this. This is my theory, okay? My theory is that there is a certain number of orgasms that if a woman reach, it unlocks a new achievement for her to possibly be willing to do some other shit that you may be interested in doing, that she may be doing because she done seen you put in so much effort at getting her pleasure. Not red, but probably a lot of women. Achievement unlocked. You have made me feel like I am sexually pleased in this relationship. What do you want to do on your birthday? You know what I'm saying? What do you want to do on Christmas Eve? You know what I'm saying? You want to get them costumes. I feel like costumes shouldn't be something that you don't want to do. I think the things you shouldn't want to do is like I feel like if my wife asked me to wear, or a girlfriend or whoever I'm with, my partner asked me to wear a costume, I'm gonna wear that. Like,
I wore
I'm gonna wear that
costumes.
shit.
I've showed up in nothing but a robe to somebody's house before.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been fucked up if I got pulled over. I don't know how to explain it. I had a robe on. I wasn't naked, but like, it did look suspicious as fuck, I'm sure, if I got pulled over. Like, that kind of shit, I'll do that.
What costume, if your partner said, "Hey, wear this," would you be like, "No, I'm not wearing that shit"?
Schoolgirl shit is kind of weird to me. A little weird. Like
So nothing that makes you younger.
Think of children? Yeah, that's
nothing that
weird.
ages you younger.
That's fucking weird. I done been a maid. I've been a lot of things, but like, no.
What about furry shit?
No.
Now, what about they only want to do it once a year. They don't. It's not like a active common thing. They just want to do it once a year.
Listen, sex is already an activity where you sweat like a motherfucker. I cannot imagine doing no sex in no goddamn costume like furry shit. I'll die. I'm going to die.
What if it ain't that they want to have sex with the furry stuff? Let's say that they just want the pre-sex stuff to be furry, like the role play before it.
I can't take it serious. Like, I can't. I know I'm doing this for you, but like, I'm not gonna be in the mood. I can't take it serious. Like, I can't. I'm gonna feel like I'm a fucking
Are you
mascot.
laughing or are you embarrassed?
Probably a little bit of both. Probably a little bit of both. Like, I feel like I'm at a fucking college basketball game and I just didn't make the cheerleading team, so they put me in the fucking mascot unit. Like, I that whole shit is weird to me. I can't. And it's just too hot. It's too hot. I don't know how they do that shit and not pass out. Ew. I ain't never even been in one of them costumes, but I've been in some shit that was hot, and so I can't even imagine being in a costume, rolling around and shit. That's not how they don't suffocate.
What if they didn't want to do like a full furry suit? What if they would just wanted you to wear like a dog mask?
I'm not mature enough for that. I'm telling you, I can't be serious. I'm not mature enough.
Ain't nothing wrong with being silly with it, right?
I'm gonna have to be. I can't take it serious if I got a C spot, I know I want a C spot ass relationship, but I don't want a B spot. That shit is fucking weird. No. That would be difficult. Even if it was once a year. That'd be very difficult. I don't know. Mostly because I'm not mature enough for that. I'm a kid. Like, you're not even probably gonna enjoy it because I'm gonna be like doing too much.
Look, man,
Barking.
all I want to do, if you bring me something, mostly I just want to know what it is so that I can, I don't fuck with Harry Potter, so don't bring me no motherfucking outfit talking about you in Ravenclaw some shit. I don't know what that mean. I only know what it mean because I hear people saying that shit all the time. I'm Hufflepuff and you Ravenclaw and we in a forbidden fucking love shit. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Don't be telling me don't be telling me that I'm in Star Wars and I got some of the Force in me, but you want some of the Force in you.
That's so lame.
I wrote a whole series of lame role play scenarios for sex. One of them was the tipsy patron while I'm the boat captain, and she come in and be like, "Hey, captain, that wheel is mighty big there. I've never seen a wheel like that before." And then I'd be like, "You know what? You can get this wheel a spin anytime you get ready." And then that's what it is. And she was like, "I don't know if I'm ready to spin that wheel." And then I say, "Well, I'll show you how to spin it." And then it turns into what it turned into. That's my boat captain scenario. All the shit I wrote was meant to be corny ass exchanges. That's where hilarious. You use puns and whatever information, innuendo about whatever that thing is. So with the police, when it was like the baton, that baton is it looks quite strong, plump, firm.
Jesus Christ.
Hope you don't beat me with that. I don't know, no police brutality over here, Now I will restrain you with it. I'll restrain you with it. If you get out of line now, I'll restrain you. I ain't gonna beat you, I like to be restrained. Oh, sound like we might get a little aggressive today then, huh? Yeah, it was very, very intentionally lame.
Cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Acting type shit. Because, in my mind, I wanted to emulate how porn actually be acting. It's just like horrible acting. Because the dude who there's just like, I just want some meat. I just want some sex. And the lady, she ain't like, she's like, I want some money. She ain't like, I want some meat. She can get meat every day for free, if she want to. Well, kind of free. She still can get a dinner for it, but that's
not everybody. You gotta take some people to dinner.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
But don't watch the video, guys. And
yeah, don't.
I would also say don't think about your wife being somebody who was freaky before. But she was. Sorry to break it to you. Sorry to put the thought in your head. She was freak a leak.
If he hadn't watched it, he could have pretended that it was like some kind of little softcore porn, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could have pretended it was just something that was very like bland. But you didn't watch her, and now you know what happened. You shouldn't have watched it. I don't even know. Again, I am confused as to why you would ever think that it was a good idea to fucking watch that shit, bro. Shouldn't have did that to yourself. It's a terrible idea. Fucking terrible.
And she said she don't regret it. She had fun, man.
Yeah.
She had fun. But you know what? She didn't want porn star meat for the rest of her life. So you should deem yourself lucky. Okay? She wanted to settle down with you. And you know what? If she accepts you after having porn star meat, then you okay. You doing all right. Men be thinking all women want that porn star meat shit. That ain't what women want.
No, listen, men. Big penises are not like it. It's not pleasant. I know that y'all think, the bigger the better, but from just a logistics standpoint, as someone with a vagina, it's not. Okay, it can be very unpleasant. And so while I know that for y'all's own egos, you really want this gigantic tool and shit, It's not pleasant.
Also, women, if you have that man that I was talking about that I gave you the examples about earlier about, when they respond to men, the correct answer to that question of anything related to a big penis is, how would I know? I don't know. I never had a big one.
That is not the correct answer. He gonna be mad as fuck. What you mean you ain't had a big one?
Clearly his ain't big. I mean, unless his is big. Then the answer is yours is yours. Yours.
You can't.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yours.
You can't
But
be like,
only
how would I
if it's
know?
only if it's actually big. Don't be hyping no motherfucking man up with no average shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we know what the averages are, okay?
Niggas be mad about that kind of shit. You
No.
can't laugh and be like, I ain't know. How would I know what a big dick is like? You can't. That's not gonna go over well.
I hate quoting this nigga, but it's like that one video that all the Kevin Samuels lovers use to talk about how he talk about men. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, because
But it's this man that called into Kevin Samuels and he basically said, like, I want women to, reach out to me and all this. And he said, how tall are you? He said, I'm 5'7". And he was like, how much you weigh? He was like, about 280 to 290. And Kevin Samuels
5'7",
like
280, 290? Hell no.
Kevin Samuels like, oh, so you're a fat fucker, huh? It's bad. But and again, they use this video all the time. And he was like, you got a big dick? And he was like, what you mean? He's like, if you got a big dick. He's like, no, you ain't gonna say what you mean. He said, me, I got a big dick. And if you got a big dick, you got a big dick. So you ain't got a big dick. You how much money you make? He was like, about $1,000 every other paycheck. He was like, you make $20,000 a year, you're short, you fat, and you can't even give a woman a big dick, and you want these women to damn come flocking to you. Now again, I don't like that video.
That's fucking terrible.
I don't like that video for the same reason I don't like the videos with women, because I don't like somebody making clout off of talking shit about people in the way that he talks shit about people. Right? I mean, I don't have that energy just for when he talked bad about women. Didn't like it when he talked bad about men in that way. His earlier content was him helping women. Again, I don't like Kevin fucking Samuels. I never have. My homeboy put me on him because he was reviewing candles earlier in his career. They were like 5 years
I didn't even know
My
that.
homeboy sent me his fucking link to his YouTube, and he was reviewing candles and fragrances, teaching men good fragrances for low cost money where women will enjoy their time with you. He flipped the script on purpose because this is how he got clout. This is how you get clout. So, women, if your conversation come up about big meats, you better be careful how you navigate that shit. And you need to know who you're talking to when you come up with it, because there's a lot of men who have penis insecurity because our society done made us think that we supposed to give women this ultimate pleasure through porn. They don't realize that women have to fucking put a goddamn they gotta walk around with a goddamn paper towel cylinder tube stuck in their ass all day just to get ready for a nigga to stick 13 inches worth of meat in them. And they gotta fucking walk around all 2 goddamn days with a butt plug in, and all this shit that porn stars got to do to make that shit look normal has fucked up the psyche of men and the understanding of what is happening in that industry. Okay, so if you got a hyper insecure man, his meat's the only big meat you ever had. If it's big, if it's not big, then you ain't never had a big meat and you love average meat. But don't say that, because even if you say his meat average,
say that.
like a man can know his meat is average, but he can't be told his meat is average.
He doesn't want to hear it.
You can't tell him. Can't tell him. It is what it is. Men gotta get. I need to get back on the meat positivity shit.
Christ.
But I mean, it ain't that much room in meat positivity in Reddit letters for some reason. Like, why could I find so much meat positivity in the news that we did?
I don't know.
I'm not finding no meat fucking positivity.
I don't know.
I think my comfort zone with being saying uncomfortable shit is in normal everyday things, not in shit that is like obviously you can say it in. I feel like trying to figure out how to make news stories weird is like, I think that's what happened. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I got. I feel like those were some good letters. Some
I think
good
so.
conversations.
Hilarious. Don't watch porn of your partner. The takeaway from this show. Just don't do
Don't
it.
go snooping, man. You're gonna find some shit you don't want to find. You know?
It's not a good idea.
And you know what? If I find it, I'll be fine. I'll be like, okay, interesting. I get my job done, so I'm not worried about what happened in the past. You know. And you know, I'm open if my partner would have come to me and be like, I met a guy and I think that he's cool. And how do you feel about what do we do now? Be like, shit, you know, what you want to do? I'm open to whatever you want to do. If you want me to just like leave you the fuck alone on a Friday so you can go do your thing, I don't give a fuck. You better be safe. But you know, again, that kind of shit come with a motherfucking unaccessible level of trust for some people. So,
See,
and it ain't
spotlight.
like it, and it ain't like it can't go wrong if you do trust a motherfucker, you know. But some of y'all don't trust them, and they fucking people on you. So I mean, you know, I feel like I would be ahead of the game in that situation still. Anyway, but what you got anything else on your mind?
My roots are super black. I need to redye my hair.
You know what? I started drinking like a shitload of water about a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
And because I have been drinking so much water, bro, I really, really feel when I need some goddamn water. Right now, I need some fucking water. Like, I feel like I've been in a constant state of dehydrated for a lot of my life. And so I feel like my body is used to it. So one thing that they say to do to determine your hydration level is if you hold your hand out, you can see me. If you hold your hand out like this and you pinch the middle of your finger, the meat on your finger, if it takes a long time to get back down, your hydration level is low. You need water. If it stay there for a while and just soothe out slowly, you need water. If it go right back to normal, then you're good. You got hydration. That's one of just the points in your body where you can determine whether water is, you know, allocated properly in your body or not. But man, I need some fucking water. And I'm starting to feel like it's a scam. It's like
Scam.
because they bottle this stupid ass shit up and talk about you gotta have a bunch of it.
Yeah.
You know, and now you can barely trust the damn shit that come out the faucet.
True.
And then I need somebody to explain to me this. If I have a bottle of water and I put Gatorade in it, that shit absolutely ceases to be water. Like it's not water anymore.
No, it's Gatorade.
So does it work the same way with lemon, or does lemon like maintain its own lemon juice maintain its own independence in the water? Like, or it like I'm not understanding what makes a substance change water from water, where it's in other times, even if you drip lemon in there, that's still water. You still get hydrated.
It's just water with lemon. Yeah. I because there's a bunch of shit in Gatorade that's not water. Like you got water and then a little bit of lemon, and then you got water with that somebody poured a bunch of chemicals in. You looked at the back of a Gatorade bottle and see how many fucking ingredients is in that shit? It's a lot. It can't be water after that.
But the whole function, our body whole system, it extracts all the shit it needs in different kind of ways, right?
Yeah.
But the water is the line. Water is the line. We can't extract. Look, once water becomes something else, we can't. It's no longer water. We can't get water out of it. It's just Kool-Aid now. It's just Kool-Aid. Your water is gone. Even though water is fucking 70% Kool-Aid, this shit's not water no more. And all the health that you would get from water, even though this originally started off as water, shit is dead now. You're not getting water no more. You are just getting Kool-Aid. You are just getting Gatorade. You are just getting juice. I don't like it.
I don't know.
Like it. I ain't gotta explain it. Nobody gotta answer it for me. It's just what it is. I can't drink Kool-Aid all day and get the same effects as water. So if I could, I would. I can't. I ain't. I'm drinking water. but it's a fucking scam that they take a natural resource, bottle that shit up, and then send it to us. And we just supposed to trust it. They ain't pushing that shit out of a fucking warehouse factory goddamn faucet.
Yep. Welcome to America.
That's what Aquafina got caught doing one time. Bitch ass niggas. They motherfuckers tested Aquafina, and it tested to have the same mineral content as the goddamn tap water in the community around it.
I mean, it's a good hustle. Just if I could just bottle water here in my house and sell that shit. Good little hustle.
No, you can't though, because you're not a corporation, you're not a factory. The government will come and beat your ass and then fucking knock your puppy ass out, goddamn. And then continue to let the big corporations do it, but your dog almost died because you was doing the same shit.
Feel like that Dave Chappelle skit where he was talking about the different pleading the fifth, and they came in and the dog wasn't even doing that. He shut that fucking dog up, and they just shot the dog for no goddamn reason.
Yep, that's exactly what they're gonna do to your ass if you selling water. Let the Sonic find out there's a local motherfucker selling water named some shit. That's why you can't find that boxed water in nowhere but Marshall's, goddamn.
Marshall sells box water?
Yes. Jaden Smith and fucking Jada Pinkett then was.
Oh, yeah.
They was marketing that boxed water, and I ain't seen that shit nowhere but Marshall's.
I ain't never seen
and
it.
You know when I ain't never seen it in the grocery store nowhere. Only Marshall. And you know once Marshalls get some shit, that means that they trying to get rid of the warehouse stock. Goddamn,
yeah,
that shit's done.
Pretty much.
That's because the Dasani and Deer Park ass niggas went and found the boxed water motherfucker and beat his ass. And he was like, I ain't doing this shit no more. Water, these natural resource niggas is crazy.
Hell no.
That's my rant.
Okay.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But yeah. All right, well, until we con the next conversation.
We out.
Holla.